dysmorphia. There's no way you feel dysmorphia, man. There's no fucking way.
100%. Every day. Like, literally, there's always something wrong. And I don't even think it's like... It doesn't even stem from a place of insecurity. It just comes from... You see yourself in a specific light at the gym where you look, like, phenomenal. And then you come home to your regular lighting in your washroom. You're like, wow, I just lost 10 pounds. Where to go?
But you're fucking jacked. Like, you have muscles that 99.8% of people don't have. Right? Like, I see it. Like, you can't see the muscles and shit. Like,
no.
That's...
Like, I know I'm big. I know I'm bigger than, like, most people. But I don't see myself as, like, some mass monster freak. Like, I don't expect people to, like, be like, whoa, you know? If they see me, like, at an airport or something like that, like, I don't expect people to be like, damn, it's a big guy. Just feel like I blend in.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I heard this a long time ago. The first day you go to the gym is the last day you're ever satisfied with how you look. No matter how big you get, no matter, like, how much weight you lift, you're never going to be happy. You're always going to be thinking, I'm a fat piece of shit.
I just think the circumstances to how I started working out kind of changed the way, because it's not like that for me, really. Because obviously I hit days where I'm like, wow, I feel good about myself. Like, you know, when I'm dieting down, you start to see all these new cuts, your physique's coming together. It's almost like you have this huge project that you've been working on for, if it's like a cut, it's like 4 or 5 months, you've been like consistently working to this goal. And there is those high points. So it's not always going to be like you feel like that. And even like the circumstances of how I started in the gym, I didn't even start at the gym to get jacked. I started it because I just enjoyed working out with my dad. That's all it was. So I'd started training with him. Over time, I got a membership, started working out down the street at this like old school gym. Best place, best environment I could have been. Yeah, CGP. And that was like, there was no other place that could have gotten me off on a better foot in terms of bodybuilding and just building a great physique overall. Because guys there were knowledgeable. They knew what they were talking about. There was none of this snake oil, try this, try that. You know, it's going to immediately, you're going to be better after this. Like, it's like, stick to the diet, do the training. That's it.
Do you think there's a lot of that, man? Just a lot of fitness influencers, trainers preaching these bullshit remedies and...
Of course. Yeah, I mean, it's not just in the fitness industry. It's everywhere. Like, how many times have you seen this, like, new magic supplement come out? Like, some herb or some root of some shrub that grows in Southern Africa or something, right? It's like, oh, it boosts your test by 800%. No, it doesn't. Stop.
No.
Like, if it worked that well, everyone would be taking it. You know what I mean? Especially if it has no side effects. It's like, supposedly it's only benefits. Why isn't everyone on it? Why aren't doctors that are, consistently reviewing these things, or botanists, people that work with plants all the time, why aren't they bringing this to surface?
Right.
Why is it some random fitness influencer with no backing, no degree, none of that talking about it? Right.
And they're just trying to sell their brand, just their social media, so they come up with bullshit.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just next new thing, right?
So technically, like, you could get on camera and say, if you eat 2 apples every day, you're gonna have arms like me, and people would probably listen.
I could. Yeah. I mean, I throw out satire comments sometimes where it's like, if you want big arms, train for 10 hours straight every day. Like, just do curls every day. Obviously, it's a joke. You know what I mean? I expect most people to see that that's a joke.
Yeah.
But, and there has been some of these like online fitness personalities that have gotten caught with lying, right? And preaching this like, I'm this all-knowing, I know things that you don't. Essentially just trying to to speak to you from like a pedestal and talking down on you as if you don't know anything, and listen to me, buy my product. Do your research.
There's dumb enough people to look into. I sometimes was, drawn into it and thinking, fuck, okay, I'm gonna try this out, and it doesn't work, obviously.
Yeah.
One thing that pisses me the fuck off, is when these fucking absolute jacked and ripped guys give the most bullshit workout. And like, if you want shoulders like this, grab a fucking 15 and go fucking side raises for like 20 reps for 3 sets. Like, no, it doesn't. That's not gonna make me look like
No.
you.
No. I think the reason people believe that stuff, it's not because they're dumb. It's wishful thinking. Like, it's this hope, you know what I mean? They finally found something that maybe they haven't been happy with how they look for the past couple of months or past year or whatever. Maybe they're not happy with the progress they're seeing. And then they see this new thing come out promising all these, you know, insane gains, and then they'll try it and then it doesn't work. And I think it's just like, I don't think they're dumb. I just think they're ignoring the facts because they feel like it might work. You know, there's a 1% chance that it could do something, and they're willing to dish out whatever that's $100, $200 for it.
Right. With weight loss, because I'm a thick guy. I've been fat before. I'm still kind of chunky.
No, you're not.
Oh, thanks, man.
You're not chunky, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Coming from you.
No, bro. Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. But like, you know, all my life, like growing up, I was like kind of the fat kid and, you know, thick, and I can balloon up really fast too, right? So I used to do a lot of research and watch videos on how to lose weight, and there's just so many different videos of these trainers and these fitness people talking about, oh, track your fucking macros, track this. If you want to eat this, like have like 20 grams of protein, 17.3 grams of carbs. But the thing it comes down to is you have to literally eat less than what you're burning.
Yeah.
Right? Would you agree with that?
I would. It's a lot more simple than people might think it is. Now, there are those, like, you know, cases where it's not the case. Maybe you have some medical condition that affects your metabolism. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people that are, you know, healthy, have nothing besides the fact that they're overweight. It's just calories in versus calories out. The actual breakdown of protein, carbs, fats doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. It just depends on how it'll amount to what your body composition is after the fact. You know, so if you eat a super high fat diet with low protein, let's say high carbs as well, you're probably just going to gain water weight and fat, you know, because just the macronutrients that you're taking in aren't supporting an environment for muscle growth. So in order to, you know, successfully have a good like recomposition, you need to figure out how much protein your body needs. And then the breakdown between carbs and fats is essentially how you feel. Some people feel great off super low carb diets, or no carb like keto. Some people like literally have horrible health effects from it. Like I've heard of people pissing blood on keto diets. So it's like, it works for some people. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you, right?
Yeah, it works for some people. Other people piss blood.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, for some people, high fats just keeps them too slow, affects their digestion.
Yeah.
And they're better off with low fat, high carb. So it's up to you. It's personal choice. It's what works for you and what doesn't.
If I was to be in a caloric deficit, if I ate, let's say 2 Big Macs are 1,200 calories. If I was to eat only 2 Big Macs every day and maybe an apple, would I lose weight? Right? Because theoretically, let's say I'm working out, I'm working hard, I'm losing, let's say around, 2,500 calories a day. And I eat 2 Big Macs that are 1,200, and let's say an apple, that's another 1,400 calories. So I'm in a 1,100 calorie deficit. Would I be losing weight?
Yeah, you would. I'm proof of that, literally. Like I went to Europe this past year. I probably ate twice a day, and it was just junk food. Like it was burgers, pizzas, like wraps, like just things that are these super high calorie dense meals, but I was only having 1 or 2 of them a day. And I was like, my weight was tanking. So yeah, 100%. Like what you eat will just affect how you feel and how your overall health is. If you're eating stuff that's unhealthy, your blood panel is probably going to look horrific. Like if you're eating Big Macs every day, that kind of thing.
It's just basically, it determines how you feel. It doesn't really, doesn't really affect weight gain unless it's you're not eating as much calories.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Damn, okay, there it is. There it is, man. All these bullshit fucking videos and people preaching, and it's all cap.
A lot of it.
A lot of it.
100%. And the difficult thing of losing weight is figuring out how much you actually need. Like how many calories is okay. I've never to the T measured my calories. Like I tried. It didn't work for me because it was just too much. Like I couldn't, like I'm like every single meal. And if I'm eating 5-6 times a day, I'm not a competitor right now. I'm not a bodybuilder per se. You know, I've never competed. I've never gone through a prep. I'm just kind of just building up on what I already have. So I've never had a need to really get to those fine details. I understand there is an importance to that too. So if you want to take it to the next level, you want a coach that's going to be able to properly follow you through all the steps without risking your health or how you feel overall. You're going to be exhausted by the end of it. You know what I mean? But some coaches have dangerous methods in how they do things, and they'll put their clients on diets that are just, a doctor would look at it with awe. You know,
like how is your liver not
what are you
dead?
doing?
Yeah. How's your like kidney not exploded by now?
Literally. And it's like you'll be, it's just all these artificial sweeteners, and like that stuff's terrible. Like I think I've read into it a little bit. While at surface level that sucralose, what is in most of these like, you know, like no sugar syrups or whatever, it doesn't look too harmful. But what I've kind of read into is that the natural like probiotics, the bacteria that live in your gut naturally, feed off of glucose, sugar. So if they see this molecule that kind of mimics sugar, they eat it, but they die because it has no nutritional value. So it destroys your gut. So like, have you ever like had a lot of some of those like sugar-free stuff?
Give me an example of one. Like
if you've seen those like syrups that they sell at supplement stores that are like 0 calorie.
Yeah, like sparkling water type shit?
No, just syrup. Like just like maple syrup, but like no sugar.
Even chocolate bars.
Chocolate bars, yeah.
Sugar-free chocolate. You'll look at it. It's all artificial sweeteners.
Yeah. Yeah.
As people don't think about that. Like if you are removing something, well, what are you substituting it with? People don't think about that, and oftentimes it's actually worse.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's because, you know, the bacteria in your gut sees this, and we need that bacteria to break down food and, you know, have a healthy gut and good digestion. And your gut is a lot more important than you might think. Like it affects how you absorb all of your nutrients essentially. So if that's not in order, then it kind of throws everything else out of whack. So while I do still, you know, sometimes use some of those like barbecue sauces that are artificially sweetened or whatever, I try to limit it, or else my stomach will just get too upset. Like there's been times where I'd be having it for every single meal of the day, and my stomach was just not.
Here and there is fine though. Just
here and there is
moderation.
Moderation.
Right.
But it's not healthy. You can't really market it as healthy.
Right.
At least in my eyes.
Right. Mm-hmm. Are you gonna bodybuild? Are you gonna compete?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I never started off with the intention of bodybuilding. It was other people that kind of threw that idea in my head.
Still to this day, do you think like, what is it like? Is it sort of it's not really your goal, or you think you're not there yet?
I don't think I'm ready. I mean,
dude, I don't know, man. Like I just showed Alex that one photo. It's just, buddy, you're fucking ready. I'd give you a 10 out of 10. Pause, bro.
It's just, again, coming from that place where I was like, I kept my head down for the first 4 or 5 years of lifting. Yeah. And it was just like, it's not about other people. It's not about what other people think about me. It's about me. It's about me growing. So I've never, you know, like even now, I still don't feel like I'm ready to be on a stage. I don't deserve it. I think it's like nowadays, too many people are hopping into that. It's not disrespectful, but it's just kind of just almost like watering down the sport, I feel like. Because I have been following bodybuilding for a good 7 years of my life. I mean, I watch the Olympia every year, basically, and these little shows all over the place. And I love what they do. You know, I admire it. Like the amount of like actual discipline you need and the mental strength you need to get through that And then with the chance of losing as well, you don't know you're going to win, right? If you lose, basically all the benefits besides the process, which is really what the biggest reward is going through that process and having that growth. You might not win. You might not take that trophy home, right? And with all that, you take your body through hell, essentially. I mean, you can just kind of like look it up and see how bodybuilders on prep, how they're.
I heard, man, it's treacherous.
Yeah.
It's people like lose their minds, man.
Yeah.
And then you're basically on stage for what? Like an hour at most? Like
dry, no water, barely any food. You know, they'll give them some food right before they go on the stage, just so they don't faint.
Do you do that, the water dehydration diet, so that your skin sucks up? Because I hear that's really dangerous to do.
No, it's horrible for your kidneys.
Well, MMA fighters do it. Like to cut weight, they basically, like they on the verge of death every single time they do a weight cut for fights. So, yeah, I think you should do it. Like I'm looking at you right now and I can see your arms in like my peripherals and they're fucking massive. Like I want to like look at them, but like that's really weird. You know? Like when he came in and when I gave him a handshake, I'm like, holy shit. What the fuck?
Yeah. It's not so about like the size I am. I think I need balance because I'm not balanced at all. Like I need to like, my whole project over the past year and a half has been bringing out my legs, which I did successfully. And now it's like my back. And I feel like I'm worried because I feel like I'm always going to find something new. And that's where that body dysmorphia comes into. It's not like a self-hatred for me for body dysmorphia. It's like, I'm not like I hate myself. I look terrible. It's like I always find something to pick at. And that's just with all of us gym goers.
Even the way you look right now, it's just fucking crazy to me.
Well, I could find 10 things right now that I don't like. Yeah.
What's one of the things?
Oh, it's bad. Slight imbalance between my right arm and my left. How my inserts on some of my muscles aren't where I want them to be. Mm-hmm. How my shins are too long, so my calves are stretched out. Yeah.
Shit, man.
It's crazy.
I mean, this is good, man.
I do stuff like that all the time. I've had that for a long time. It's crazy, man. Like I'll fixate on the weirdest things. Like I'll look at my elbows. I'm like, my elbow, I don't like the way it sticks out. It's weird.
Yeah.
And like I'll think about it all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's good hearing from you, man, because anyone that looks at you and sees you, this guy has nothing to be worried about. But for you to sit here and say that and be vulnerable, it's I guess reassuring. What's the word? It's comforting. So that when I look at myself and I'm like, you know, if I'm like my fucking my right pec is like a fucking boob right now. It's not just me thinking and like being a insecure person. It's everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
I just want to say one thing though. The true definition of body dysmorphia though is it's somebody who looks in the mirror and sees someone other than what they truly are. It's like people that see, for example, like you're obviously in really good shape, Alex, but like if you got up in the morning and I don't know if you go through this, but if you look at yourself and you see something other than what you really are, that's body dysmorphia. Like a skinny person seeing a fat person, convinced they are fat. And so they're perpetually always exercising.
So in other words, do you ever wake up and look at yourself and think, fuck, I'm pinner?
Not skinny, always fat. I always worried about getting fat.
Mm.
Like even right now, I woke up and I was like, damn, I look a bit chubby today. I swear. Like it was like, and that's just because that greatest feeling of success came from when I was super lean and I looked insane. I was virtually every single photo I took, I looked good in. At least I thought I looked good in. So now, you know, adding a little bit more weight, anything less than what I expect, I'm going to criticize and be like, this isn't what I'm supposed to look like. And it's uncontrollable.
That's insane. That's really insane.
So Alex, is that why you push yourself so hard? Because I mean, it's one thing to, I mean, obviously to exercise, go to the gym to get in decent shape, but you are obviously taking it to an extreme that you're trying to push your physique to the absolute peak of what, you know, is capable by human beings, which is admirable, but it's a lot of work, obviously.
It is.
So what is driving you?
I mean, I have
Keeps
this
you going.
At least I'm gifted with this passion to work out. It's not difficult for me to go to the gym. It's harder for me to not go to the gym. So on rest days, there's like, you can literally ask him. Like, there's times where I will have a rest day and I won't go to the, and I will actually still go to the gym because just mentally I feel like I haven't done everything. I'll be irritable, frustrated, angry. It's bad, really bad. So going to the gym has never been a problem for me. And I love going to the gym. I love exercising. I love working out. And this stuff on the side, social media, just started as, you know, someone told me maybe you should try this out. Why not? I did, and it was like decently successful at the start. And I just plan on continuing on forward with it.
Absolutely. You should be posting way more, man.
I should.
Way more, dude.
I should. It's hard. School gets in the way of a lot of things.
In the way, huh?
So I'll go on like a streak where I'll post consistently, properly for a couple months, you know, gain thousands of followers, and then flatline basically, and just nothing for like final season off. And then after that, it'll throw me out of the loop of things, and then I just won't be motivated to post or do anything at all. So it's kind of like, if there's any kind of like bump in the road, it'll throw me off course completely with social media.
Right. I mean, that's not your deep down. You didn't start working out in the hopes of being a social media fitness influencer. You started because this is something that made you happy. You liked working out. It taught you discipline, and that's why you started. This social media shit is now, I would say that past 2-3 years has become a big thing in the gym industry. So now it's sort of people that look at you and they expect you to have a huge social media presence, and you do. You have 31K followers. But if you were to say, "Oh, I don't post anything and I don't have a gym account," people will be like, "What the fuck, man? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you even working out? Why do you even look the way you do if you don't have a social media?"
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I'm starting to see a lot more in the recent times, is people that just go to the gym just for clout and just for like this hope that they're going to be an influencer. You know what I mean? And just coming from a person that's like, I don't care really. You know, I love helping people. You know, I've basically worked at gyms my whole life. I love being there to, you know, give advice. I love taking in advice. I love learning new things about the gym. I mean, social media is a great outlet for giving tips, tricks, things that I feel work. But I've never viewed myself as a higher power than these other people, you know? And it's like, I've never like tried to like join the rat race and try to like climb up by sacrificing all of my values just for more views. I don't care about that. I've just been, you know, whether it's what I'm doing is comedic, just for jokes, you know, I've gotten a lot of hate comments on some posts where it's like, "Oh, what are these guys doing?" You know, they don't understand that it's satire a lot of the time. And I understand that. It's okay. Yeah. You know, it passed by their heads. But I don't want to say I don't care, because I'm thankful for all the support I do get and all the people that do, you know, reach out to me and, you know, comment on my posts and all my followers. I'm 100% thankful for that. It's not like I'm collecting coins. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going around trying to
a milestone with this,
scoop it all in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Exactly.
It's just, sort of a byproduct of your hard work and what you're really doing. So that's another thing. I kind of have the answer in my head now. I can kind of predict what you're going to say, but do you ever go to the gym, man, and just look around and be like, "Yo, I run this shit. I run this, dude. Like, no one can say shit to me. I'm fucking a monster, and you guys are all my little right?"
Yeah.
Because, man, the gym is a place it's a very egotistical place. It really is.
Oh,
like
yeah.
as soon as you walk through the fucking door, I don't know about your gym, but my gym, I swear I've never wanted to fight some people more than the gym. Not even at the nightclub, not even at school and high school. There's nowhere like the gym where there's just like this sense of fucking, oh, like I'm the man, dude. I'm the man. What is it, man? Did you ever have that?
Oh yeah, but like not at the gym I train at. It's more so when I go back to a commercial gym, and I start seeing all these people just like, like it's like I'll walk by. And it's kind of the reason I don't want to train there. I feel awkward. Like I'll hop in the dumbbell racks and just start like doing my lateral raises, curls, whatever it may be, and I'll have like an army of like 15-year-olds in the corner, just like.
Fuck, right.
And it's just so weird. Like it's just like it makes me feel strange. I mean, obviously, I have felt that like, oh my god, holy shit, like I'm literally the biggest person in the gym right now. But that's why I go to like an actual bodybuilding gym.
West Coast Iron.
Yeah, I have no motivation to train when I'm the biggest person at the gym.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, if you came to my Club 16, you would be an absolute anomaly amongst a bunch of pinner. Like, yeah, that's true. Damn. So, like,
This guy's still at West Coast Iron. This guy still looks big compared to a lot of people. Don't get
so
it twisted.
even at like a
Even at West Coast
bodybuilding
Iron,
gym.
yeah, even at West Coast Iron, this guy's still one of the bigger guys.
Yeah, I mean, I get some like dirty looks sometimes for no reason, and I assume that it's, I don't know if I'm saying that they're insecure or whatever it is, but like just like straight up will just like mean mug me from across the gym. I don't know if they're trying to like one up me or like, you know, see who's gonna win the staring contest basically. And it's just like funny to me, and that's kind of where my ego kicks in a bit, and I start like hyper analyzing me and him.
Are they anywhere as big as you?
No,
Not even close.
no, and that's what infuriates
probably
me the
jealousy.
most.
Yeah.
Like it just like when it's like someone that like
They're probably
who are you?
jealous.
Yeah, what?
Stop, and then I can't catch myself, and I'm like, okay, relax. It's not that big, but they started it. You know, they start by giving me this horrible negative energy, and it's like there's some people that do this constantly.
Toxic.
It's like old men, man. Like literally like men in their 50s that'll just like mean mugging me the whole time at the
I do
gym.
notice that older men, yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you have like 30 years on me. Relax. I'm 21. You know what I mean? Like I'm not in direct competition with you. I don't care. I'm not going for your wife. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what it is. I don't know what it stems from.
But you very well could go for their wife, and their wife should make a business decision and leave that guy.
That's a smart decision.
Yeah.
Very smart decision, yeah. Business decision.
I mean, I don't know what my girlfriend would say about that.
Sure, yeah. Freaking. Yeah, dude, I don't know what it is. It's this really toxic masculine energy that, so then me, I have to act like that too. I walk in there acting with like my head up high, kind of just, you know, just me mugging. And you know, if someone, let's say I have 2 more sets left on like a machine, somebody comes to ask me, he's like, yo, how many more sets? I'm gonna be like, you know, I got like 4 or 5. Yeah, I'm using this fucker. You're not gonna use it. I don't know, man. It's just like this. And
I feel like it's just this masculine instinct. I think it's just because it's like a hyper competitive environment.
yeah, just think about it.
Your brain will just naturally analyze everyone around you. And I think like even in any setting, regardless what it is, you ever gone to a club and you're like, I feel like I'm the man right now? It's the same thing. It's just in a gym. You feel like you're the man, you know, like you're the top tier right now of people at the gym.
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like people might get mad at the fact that like there's someone that's threatening their masculinity.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we can get into, this is something that's been, I don't know, it's been trending now on TikTok and everything, where girls are taking videos, they're filming themselves work out, and they're basically exposing guys that are slightly giving them looks.
Yeah.
And even coming up to them and asking them, hey, how many more sets do you have? And these females are being really rude and disrespectful back, and posting on social media, oh, creepy guys, and this is like, it's so ass, man. That's such an ass move. It's because it's clearly for clout.
I've seen it do it to like older people. Like I've seen
girls doing it.
Girls like around my age doing this to like an old man. Like the guy's in his like 70s, he's working out in like jeans. Who cares? Why are you filming him? Like he's at the gym at 70 years old. Where are you going to be when you're 70? Probably not even married, like with how you're acting. Like literally at that point, like it's like you're so disrespectful. Like it's gross. Like if someone was recording me at the gym, I'd be furious. Imagine that. And I think it's become a trend now because they know it's rewarding because it's, you know, controversial content. So the views are going to be up. Their followers are probably going to be up because half the people are probably going to be girls with like-minded, you know, attitudes.
And they're going to be like, oh, yeah, man, like, yeah, girl, like guys in my gym are like this, or
yeah.
But there are creepy guys. There are creepy and weird guys. I'm not taking that away from them, but just fucking guys that are just walking by.
Well, I've seen it firsthand, man. I've seen it firsthand. I mean, working at a gym, you see everything. Like when you're spending hours at that place and you just like, you're not working out. So all you're doing is just kind of paying attention to everyone else. And like, I'm not going to name what gym it is. It was a long, long time ago. There's this guy that was like almost 40 years old, consistently hitting on this like 16, 17-year-old girl and lying about his age. And is like, just like creepy dude. And she was like complaining at the front desk. You know, we had to escalate it to the upper management and like the guy had to be dealt with. But it's like, this stuff happens all the time. She's not the only one. She's not going to be the last. Like it's, some guys go to gyms just because they know girls are going to be there in tight clothing. And it's true. Like that couldn't be further from the truth. And I think that's where kind of those like videos of those girls, maybe earlier on there was some circumstance where guys being creepy and he got caught on camera. You know, in that case, 100% call him out. Screw that. I'm not for that at all. Like as long as I've been in the gym, I've had a rule of thumb that I learned very, very young is the gym is for training. It's not for hitting on people. It's different if a girl comes up to you first, because I feel like as men, it's not that saying that men shouldn't, you know, go up to women or whatever it is. But at the gym where you can be, you know, pumped up, you look a little bit more intimidating. A girl that doesn't know you might get uncomfortable with some bigger guy coming over here, you know, standing over her, being like, give me your number, give me your number. You know, some of these girls feel like they have no other choice but to do it. Right. Whereas a girl coming to a guy, it's different. You know what I mean? It's not very often you see a guy that's,
and then you can engage in conversation and, you know, talk about whatever.
Exactly. It's up to them. But I have like held to that, and I've never, like, it's just, there's nothing good that can come out of just perving on girls at the gym.
No, I definitely see it.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I definitely see it. I've seen, I know of guys that come to the gym strictly to hit on girls, look at them, and really, really, like, creep on that shit. But, yeah, I'm not taking it away, no. But, so I guess, yeah, like, the girls are justified, you know,
sometimes
for feeling that way and being, but I just feel like now they're super hypersensitive. So even I notice, even like when I go to, you know, I genuinely, I'm like, yo, how many more sets do you have on this machine? I really want to fucking use it. They give me this like weird, like they don't even look at me. They're like 3. I'm like, okay, sorry.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, just a very uncomfortable, and yeah, and I get it, man. Because my gym has a lot of weirdos in it, so and
girls talk, man. Girls tell each other everything. Like they will, like if there's a guy at the gym, especially if you're that guy, you know what I mean? Thank God I never been that guy, and I stay away from that. But if you're a dude going around the gym and you're constantly creeping on girls and, you know, saying perv comments to them and just like out of pocket stuff, everyone will know. Like we've seen it firsthand.
You can always tell. You can always tell when guys are like, when a guy is at the gym and he's not there just for himself, because he'll do reps and he does the shoulders. You're like, is anyone looking at me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pump iron. I'm gonna make sure someone's looking at me, checking out my like. Every gym, there's always one person at least that does that.
It's so obvious too.
It's that constant need of validation. Like you don't have the discipline to get through your workout without that. Really, you don't have the discipline to go to the gym without like try to like impress people.
What's a fucked thing you've seen? What's like a fucked story that, if you have any, like
A guy's leg like blew up next to me. Yeah, at the gym. Yeah. I was just sitting on a machine next to him, and there was a squat rack to my right. He was just doing squats. Big dude. Like I'm talking like he was tall, probably hitting like the high 200s in weight, like just how much he weighed. And his leg exploded at the ankle. I had my headphones on. I had no idea what was going on.
Is there a pop? A loud pop?
Yeah, there was a noise.
Noise.
Like, right? And I look around. I rack my weight. I look down, and there's a pool of blood. Like literally, like it's like a murder scene at this point, man. I'm like, wow. And everyone's freaking out. Everyone's scrambling. You know, we're like running, grabbing the towels. Apparently, his vein burst on his ankle. Like a big vein, and it just started gushing. It was spraying out of his leg. I've never used that machine since. Like I can't.
I feel so bad for fucking laughing, but
It's horrible. It was messed up, man.
my God, man.
And I'm not even over exaggerating. Like it was like the whole, like you know that little box inside a squat rack. It was almost full of blood. Yeah.
Can you imagine how many days that took to get all that out?
Wow. And then he was back in the gym 2 weeks later, like nothing.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck. Damn, man.
That was pretty bad.
And then in terms of just creepy dudes, you see that on a consistent
yeah.
basis.
Oh yeah.
And you just sit back and observe.
I mean, I'm not gonna name someone off, but there was this dude. I don't even know how I could say this with a straight face. He went up to one of my friends at the gym, this girl, and he was like analyzing her squat. And he's like, I want to check your depth. Goes up behind her, and he's like, sits down. Depth check, give me right? And he just like he straight up like went up to her. He's like, I need to check your depth. And like goes like basically like up her ass, like trying to look up her ass to see how far she squats. And then she called him out. She's like, get away from me. Yeah. And that was one of the guys I was talking about. He's very well known, like for just doing that all the time.
being an
Like,
absolute,
just being weirdo.
just the
And you
dweeb.
deserve that title at that point. Like you earned it.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's part of one of your medals.
Is he a young guy or?
Yeah, my age, around my age at least.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jesus fuck.
horrible.
With you work out a lot with your girlfriend too. She's into
I do.
fitness, right?
Yeah. We train a couple times a week together.
Does she ever notice dudes staring at her being weird and she comes up and tells you about it?
There's never been a situation where someone's made her uncomfortable while I'm with her, ever. I think it just
Yeah. Well, when they see
me
you, they're
being
like,
there
okay.
changes things. I have seen guys hitting on her though. I mean, she can.
While you're there,
Yeah, but they didn't know I was there.
and they don't know that
like
you're
off
you're
distance.
you're her boyfriend.
No, yeah, they didn't know.
Fuck.
So
And
again, it's not their fault, but it's like there's a guy. It's just funny to be how quickly they switch up the moment I walk up.
like, hey,
Go, man! I just know you're Alex, this that, right? Like, and I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like actively hitting on my girlfriend and her friends.
wow.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. He doesn't know, right?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. She can handle herself though. Like I have,
Just be,
I have no like, I have in her like she has no issues.
Dude, imagine how shitty that guy feels. Like he's like, I'm doing it today. That that one person, I'm going for it. Yes, today's the day. I'm hitting fucking arms all day. I'm gonna look fucking extra He goes up like all potent and just like confident, like back shoulders back, like spitting game, and then you see this guy walk up.
He wouldn't. The thing is, he wouldn't even have to say anything. He would. All he has to do. All you have to do is put your hand on that person's shoulder and just go stop.
Yeah. Or just like, don't even say we're just grunt down. Be like, and then they just be like, okay, I'm out. That's it. See you later. Fuck.
Yeah. So obviously when I'm not there, I mean, she tells me if a guy like comes up to her or whatever. This guy came up, but most of the time, luckily, like from what I know, like there hasn't been any circumstance where it's like nothing beyond that's happened. So
do girls ever stare at you?
I mean,
I know about the one person. She's
in yes and no. I mean, it's kind of pretty universal. It's like girls and guys. It's both. And I think it's more common in like the commercial gyms because they just don't know what they're looking at. Like they've never seen
a human being look like that.
Well, they've never seen someone like reach that level of like development.
It's a laboratory specimen.
Close by, yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
It does. No, it is, dude. It is a little weird because there is a guy at the gym that used to come a lot, and he was fully a bodybuilder, right? Like full blown, and people. It didn't look weird. It was, everyone's there working out, doing their own thing, but you can notice everyone looks a certain way, relatively the same, and then there's just one fucking guy that's just fucking superior in every way in terms of lifting weights. Yeah. And it's just kind of, it wasn't, I didn't feel weird or maybe a little bit insecure, but I was kind of like, okay, whatever. Like, let's just go on with the workout, whatever. But I noticed it. I'm like, okay, this guy probably shouldn't be here. Only goes to like 100, and he probably should be lifting 140 dumbbells, right? So
there's always that guy though, that one guy. Like I've tried to befriend those guys though. You know what I mean? Like you see those the biggest guy at a gym, especially when I was younger, when I was only working out at like those kind of commercial style public gyms. I've always tried to like, if they're not like douchebags, I'll try to get to know them. And like there's a lot you can learn from people. Like I'm always open to learn, and I'm not a particularly like jealous person. So if I see a guy that's bigger than me, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm just mad that he's bigger than me. Be like, what does he know that I don't? Yeah. Right?
But okay, no offense, Alex. Right here. No offense. But if you went up to him and started giving him advice, would you think, fuck off, man?
Like, hold on, I'm confused. Why would I be giving advice on what?
Well, no, I'm hypothetically, let's say you're delusional and you're weird, which you're not, but I'm saying, or me, anyway.
Sure, I'll entertain this line of questioning.
You or me, if me or you went up to Alex and started giving him advice like, hey man, with the shoulder press and the dumbbell, I think you need to like go a little bit lower and keep your arms straight like this. Would you look at me and think of me as a goof? Straight goof? I'm asking him, not you.
I don't think, people have given me advice in the gym before, and I always assume if someone's giving me advice, they must clearly be an expert.
No, but I'm saying, I'm saying me and you giving him advice.
Well, that wouldn't make any sense.
Like those guys.
No, but let's just say you're weird and delusional. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just say I'm delusional. And I think I'm fucking.
I don't think. The way I look at it is, I think if you see someone in the gym, even if they're doing something wrong, like if they're very clearly going to hurt themselves, you might want to try to step in. Like if someone doesn't have a spot or something, something stupid like that, you don't want another human being to hurt themselves.
Yeah, like if I was to spot you and you're struggling, like would you be like, thanks, man?
100%.
Well, of course, but
it's coming from a place of help, right?
I don't think anybody should be giving anybody advice. Like if you want don't give unsolicited advice. I don't like that. Right?
Yeah.
Hire a like if you want help, you hire a trainer. But for a stranger to come up to you at the gym giving unsolicited advice, I don't like unsolicited advice, period. If I want advice, I'll ask for it. So I don't think that anybody appreciates that.
Okay, but Alex is saying that he's open to advice and he's open-minded. So I'm saying if I came up to you and I started giving you advice, would you actually listen, or you would be like, fuck off, buddy?
It depends.
Some credibility.
Yeah. I'm not one to like be like, oh, just because you don't look like you're as jacked as me, then you might know more. Like obviously, everyone prejudges everyone. So if I see a guy that's like, I can tell is considerably in worse shape than me, trying to tell me how to diet or something like that, then I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. I'm not gonna be disrespectful at any point in time. I'm gonna be like, screw off. But it's gonna be hard for me to trust them. It comes easier from someone that actually looks like they know what they're doing. Spot is different though. Like everyone should be helping people in that sake. Like, you've seen those videos, right?
Yeah, those are bad.
The legs,
Yeah.
snapping backwards, bars on their neck, chest, Like if you see someone that's like evidently struggling, don't even think about if they're gonna be mad. At least that's the way I look at it. Like if you see someone that's like dying under a bench press, go. Like we'll run as fast as you can. If they get mad at you for, pre-spotting them, be like, I'm sorry, I thought you were, in danger or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So that's different. Advice, I mean, no one really tries to come up to me and give me advice, really. I mean, just maybe older guys. I mean, some guys that
Guys like maybe competed before. And
exactly.
The old heads, yeah.
Guys that have been in the industry for like a long time. And I like training like a golden era bodybuilder too. I love those old school style workouts. I just feel like they work so well.
No science-based bullshit.
No, I don't like, I can't, it works for some people. I throw in a little bit of that, modern era style training.
Yeah.
But that old school stuff, just like the way it makes you feel, just pushing weight, it's unparalleled.
Just the greasy fucking just get after. Yeah.
Like that gym I started off at was rusty. The weights were virtually brown.
It was hot in there.
It was like 30 degrees in there, sweating. Like literally no AC, just fans. And it was in a pool, right? So it was just this old school, probably built over 100 years ago. And just the environment in there, like you're already dying by the time you step in the gym. Like it's like working out in a sauna, like a humid, hot sauna.
Yeah.
And just all these like guys around you that are just, and some really successful powerlifters train there too. Like I saw guys pulling like 7 plates off the ground there, like just slamming. These guys look like Vikings, like full, like, double braided beards and stuff. And like that is like, I'll gladly take advice from any of those guys.
Right. And just doing
100%.
Yeah.
Because it works.
Because it puts you, in a place like that, dude, he puts you in the mindset, right? It's like this greasy, fucking savage, get after it vibe in there.
Yeah, man.
So I mean, one thing. So with you have a program.
I do.
You have a program.
Yeah.
So what do you teach on that? Because we went over the idea that a lot of these personal trainers and big bodybuilders give these bullshit advice that's not really factual. They're kind of just making it up because people will listen to them just the way they look, and people are dumb enough to actually think. I guess no matter how, there's certain things in terms of physique that, let's say I do it perfectly every day. I work out to the T perfectly. My diet is amazing. There's still some things I will never be like I will never look that way, right? Like, would you agree? Like,
You never say that for sure. I actually had a friend from here in Van. I have one. He's still my friend. He started off at 400 pounds, man. Jeez. Like he had to wear like knee wraps to like keep himself standing. Like it was bad, right? And I actually met him a little while ago, West Coast. This guy is one of the most like inspirational people I've ever met. Like it literally blew my mind how much this guy changed. He went from like 400 pounds, lost all of it, and now he's a bodybuilder, and he looks great. Like it's insane. So like anyone, I think, while not everyone can look the same, if you have a physique you look up to, like personally, I've always been a huge fan of, the way Jeff Side looks, how John Skywalker looked in the past, like these like aesthetic physiques that are appealing to look at. I've never wanted to be one of these mass monsters, right? It's just not my thing. But I know I'm not ever really going to look like that because just my body composition is different, right? I can look
genetics is going to play a factor in there.
I can look as good as I can possibly look, and what more could you ask for, right? There's nothing more interesting than seeing the best version of yourself, right?
Right.
Because like, that's not you. That's not you. You're you. So why wouldn't you want to make yourself look as good as you can, right? Especially if that's something you want to do. You could surprise yourself.
When you coach people, when you teach people, is it sort of you give them like the fundamentals and the structure, and they just gotta go and do, I guess, like, is it sort of like, is your program 4 sets of this, 4 sets of 10 reps of this, and then doing that, you can't promise them that they will look a certain way, but it will definitely improve the way they look a little bit, right? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because I just feel like it's so cap in the fucking gym industry, man. There's some bullshit fucking guys that say, do fucking 20 bicep curls and you have this fucking bicep. No, man. Stop lying.
In a specific way or motion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with everything I do. It's just a no BS approach. Like, I give you what I know, nothing more than what I know. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on topic I'm not an expert about. I spend most of my time reading and researching, and it's like, the program I have out right now is just the exact program that I'm following in the gym right now. And that's what people were asking for, so I released it. There's nothing besides that. You know what I mean? I'm not tailoring. The one I have right now is not tailored to anyone. It's just what I've found works best for me. You know, it's a regimen that I can do consistently if you're willing to put in the work. And you're willing to, eat, train, sleep, do everything on top of just training as well.
So when you say it works for you, you can publicly admit that it might not work for some. It might not work for some people, but it might work for others.
Possibly. I mean, everyone's different. Again, everyone moves separately. Some exercises don't work for some people. I destroyed my knees playing soccer when I was younger, so barbell squats are a no-go for me. Like, I can still do them, lighter weight, I still do. It's part of my program. But it's just not, like, it's not optimal, right? Like, there's other exercises that my body moves more fluid and I have less of a likelihood of getting injured. I can do some forms of skull crushers, but not all of them. I can get some pains. And some people just might not respond to the program as well as I could. But I know a lot of people have. Like, here you go, this guy here. Yeah, I've essentially, like, been training and helping my friends for a couple of years now. And I've gotten a good 3-4 of them into the gym consistently training, and it works. I mean, they put on noticeable amounts of muscle. Their gains have been great, strength gains, size gains, overall, just everything. And I'm just relaying the information, all that stuff I learned from those guys at the gym, everything that I've from personal experience learned, what works, what doesn't work, where are the lies, right? Like, where are these lies coming from, and why are they even being said, right? Versus like what actually works. What should you be doing? How should you be going about this?
And then it allows you, like, Keno, since you've been doing it so much, like working out with him, you start to find your own way, what works for you. Like, you substitute shit. Like, if Alex is doing one thing, you're like, no, man, I don't really think that has worked for me.
Like certain workouts, diet routines or whatever. Like for barbell squat, he says that he, because of his knees, he can't really do it. But for me, I've been doing squats for as long as I've been training, ever since I was playing basketball. So like that works for me, And
you're not one of those guys where you're like, there's like an ego and stubbornness thing where it's like, no, man, you got to do barbells because I do it.
Absolutely not. No.
No, if there's something that like he wants to do and I don't want to do, we'll just go our separate ways. Even though we came to the gym together to train together, we'll just do our own thing for a little bit and then we'll just, move on to the next exercise together type of thing, right?
There's no, if it works for you, bottom line. And adjustments can be made. And I'm planning to launch my full online coaching business in the next couple of weeks. I have it all ready to go. I'm just trying to fine tune some things. I want to make sure that it's a good product when it does come out, right? And the great thing about having someone that's coaching you, having a third person perspective, is you have someone that's not only knowledgeable about the gym and fitness and exercises, nutrition, all that stuff, but you also have someone that's going to give you a perspective that's not in your own head. So ego won't be a part of it. You might not know that a certain exercise isn't really working for you unless someone else tells you. You might continue injuring yourself on something, thinking that it's just like you're just breaking through that first stage after it's going to be better. No, right? Like there's so many different alternatives for virtually every exercise. The only exercise that there really isn't many alternatives, and there still is going to be like curls, like hitting biceps. Like people overcomplicate it so much. Like biceps. And like I'm known for my biceps, my arms.
Yeah.
Like coming from me, there is no specific way to curl that's going to add 5 inches on your arms.
Yeah, like fucking leaning over a bench with your leg up and...
No.
This guy's the reason why my arms grew. He just told me to stop being a bitch and
like
just fucking curl.
Just train.
Yeah, just train.
Put in the work. Arms
Don't
recover
overthink
quickly.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arms are a small muscle. They recover quickly. Pump as much volume weekly into them as you can if you want them to grow, and that's the bottom line. There's nothing else to it. Form is, obviously a factor, but that's standard, right? It's like every exercise. If the form's not correct, you're not hitting the right muscle, then it doesn't even, it's a mute topic, right? Like it doesn't matter.
Don't sway like you're fucking 8 shots deep into tequila when you're doing a bicep curl, and that's relatively good form, I would say.
Like leave the ego at the door.
Talk to us a little bit about abs, because I think a lot of guys.
Yeah, man.
That's a huge.
Oscar De La Hoya, he has fake abs.
That's so important.
You know
and
what?
So difficult.
Oscar De La Hoya, the boxer.
Yeah.
He has fake abs.
Like
Implants.
So is it just like a rubber?
Dude, it's nasty.
That's like Liver King, right?
Dude, look at this.
No
Look at
way,
this.
man.
Look at this fucking goof. Hold on.
Holy shit, man.
Whoa!
Like silicone, dude. Silicone. Look at that.
It never looks good, does it?
How do you know
You might as well get a BBL.
It's like a well-known thing. It's a well-known thing.
crazy.
Who reported that though? That could be. That
Don't
could
worry,
be,
man.
Those could be real.
Dude, look at his
Either that or he got the fat drained out of
something.
I want to do
Well,
that. I want to do that. It's so hard
Man,
to get
abs,
belly
I
fat. I really want to do that. I don't know how expensive it is.
I will say one thing.
Liver King did it, I'm pretty sure.
I don't care if I have the smallest shoulders, smallest arms, legs, chest. If I have abs, I'm good. I don't know. Abs is just, yeah, you're right, man.
Abs are
Abs,
satisfying, man.
satisfying. Fuck.
It's the last thing to come for me too. Like my fat deposits around my body, all waist, lower back,
Same.
all of it.
That's typical for guys. You see that
Yeah.
all the time. It's always the fat hanging over the
Yep.
edge. It's so hard to get rid of that, and the lower belly so hard.
It's brutal. Like my arms are probably
It's worse with age too. It's harder.
yeah. I've noticed that with some of the older people I train with, it's hard for them to maintain that.
How old are you?
It's 21.
I hate to break it to you, but I'm 40. Just wait, man.
Oh, you look great,
So
man.
It's so much harder.
With abs, they're just there's something about them that just like it completes everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to have a physique that looks bad with abs. It's very hard. Like even those skinny guys, with the abs, they're still flexing. Like they're still feeling themselves. You don't see those guys that have they're a little bit chubbier. And with abs, again, it's just diet. You just got to cut down. There's no exercise that's gonna bring out abs if you have too much body fat. But training abs is really important. It still is. So don't just make it distract you from the fact that maybe you shouldn't be training abs anymore. You definitely should.
Train it like any other muscle.
Train it like any other muscle. And it's when I started training my abs, that's when they really started getting that brick look, like layers almost.
Yeah.
And it just brought it to the next level. I don't overtrain them because I don't want a bulky core. I just don't think it looks attractive. I don't like when, big bloated stomach with abs.
Those are weird.
It's weird, right?
Weird, man.
And you see it amongst a lot of these competitors.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're taking at this point. But I don't like that. I like keeping my waist slim, thin, defined. So focusing on the obliques and the abs as well. I mean, training those is going to make it pop a lot more. But getting to that low body fat is the only thing that's going to make them show.
Right. 95% diet. 90.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Virtually all of it. Training will just affect how your abs look once you're lean. Some people are unlucky, and because of the way their abs are, they kind of like become like they go curve inwards a bit. Yeah. So they don't actually even show when they're lean.
Right.
Which is really unfortunate. You'll see some guys that they'll get to these super lean body fats and they'll have no abs still just because of the way their abs are shaped. Right. Or maybe the skin on their stomach's too thick, and that's like something you can't change, right?
Like goes in, it's like a structure.
Yeah.
Like their torso and shit.
They just don't have it because it's another muscle like anything else, right?
Right.
You can't change how that looks from a genetic standpoint.
Fuck yeah, man. Abs is, it's so fucking tough, man. And you can lose it within a week too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You train months, a year for it, and then within a week you go on vacation.
Burgers,
Yeah,
a couple pizzas.
Yeah.
I have a huge appetite, man.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Do you?
If I didn't work out, I'd be like 300, 400 pounds, man. Like, I love food, bro. Like, there's something I used to do when I started training. It's kind of gross. But, like, you have to understand that, like, from when I was a kid, I've never been a picky eater. I ate everything. So when I started training and I started pumping more food in, it has no problem for me. So I'm like, oh, I need more calories. I was gaining fat at this point, but I didn't care. It was making me look bigger. So I just kept like eating.
Yeah.
And I started off from like virtually like the skinniest twig looking guy you'll ever see in your life. Like that's what I looked like before I started training. Like I was just a tall stick, basically. And then that's because I was just eating once a day and playing soccer though. That had, is not like I was eating like full 5 meals a day looking like that. Like, it was as a result of my, like how my routine was.
Right.
So I started eating this thing, and what it is you take nachos in a big bowl, and then you put a cloth over it, and you crush the nachos up into little pieces.
Okay.
And you do this twice until the bowl is almost like virtually full of these crushed up little bits of nachos. Yeah. And then what you do is you pour in like half a jar of salsa, right? And you mix it in there like a stew. And then you pour cheese over top. Like a lot of cheese, cube chicken and stuff, right? And you mix it all together. And you put it in the oven, you bake it. I used to eat that every other day. Like I actually put it, like I calculated how many calories it was. It was like 1,500 more.
Dude, 15,
it was like 2,500, 3,000 almost. It was ridiculous. And I'd sit there for an hour and a half, just watching my show on my phone, just no problem. And I'd finish it, I'd be a bit bloated, but then it was just, I have no issues eating.
And then you were still skinny after that.
Yeah, well, at the time, yeah, it was.
Well, that's insane, man, because, man, some people can do that, and they can afford to do that and not fucking balloon up.
Yeah.
For me, if I were to do that, dude, I would be Brendan Fraser in the new Whale movie. Some people, people like guys that are always like, dude, it's so hard for me to gain weight. Like I eat so much and I can't gain weight. And I'm like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. There's the other side of it where I eat like 5 almonds and I'll gain like 4 pounds. Oh, shit. I'm like, I see it in my hips.
That's not possible.
In my hips, man.
No chance.
Fuck you. That doesn't happen.
Okay, but that's cap. But no. I could eat a burger and fries, and the next day I've gained 3 pounds.
That's water, though. If you're not used to eating like high sodium, because a burger, if you've ever looked at like the nutritional facts, any of these places, it's like thousands of grams. Like it's like grams of salt.
I had 5 Guys yesterday. So good.
Oh yeah.
Like not often because it's a lot.
It's a lot. 5 Guys is great though. 5 Guys is good.
Yeah.
Alex, I want to get your opinion on this. Let me just cut to this because I want to get your opinion. This is Hugh Jackman in X-Men Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
He's leaning back. And from what I've been told, having visible abs when you're kind of slouched like that is really, really difficult.
Yeah.
How do you get that?
I mean, it's the same thing. Just get leaner. You got to get to that point. And you also have to have the genetics that make your abs look like that. Not everyone's going to have
I know he's
also 50 though.
Hugh Jackman.
How the fuck is he?
He's like 50 there. He did this same diet that he got from, that Dwayne The Rock Johnson does. 6,000 calories a day, mostly lean meats, chicken, broccoli. Okay.
I don't know if I believe that.
And occasionally rice, that's what he says. But it's
what don't you
and he's
believe?
working out every single day.
What don't you believe?
And then he does the water dehydration diet before filming, and he'll lift weights right before they turn the cameras on, just to get that extra veiny, like sinewy kind of.
That yes, I agree.
That's a technique. That's a technique.
But the diet, these like diets that these celebrities throw out are hilarious, man.
What's
it's just
talk about
you
that?
don't need to eat like disgusting bland boiled chicken. I'm like like you don't have to. You really don't, man. Season your food.
You put a little
Throw
salt in
things
there.
on there. You can use some sauces. There's sauces with like literally no calories, man. Like virtually none. Like hot sauce is always a go. Mustard is low calorie.
Probably want to stay away from the like cream based.
Yeah, of course, because anything with dairy is gonna add a lot more calories.
Stay away from mayo.
Mayo, yeah, mayo's a killer. It's a lot, man.
Yeah.
It's good when you're trying to gain weight, but it's not like, I wouldn't say it's the best form of fat you should be taking in. Right? It's a highly processed egg product. But these diets, man, like 6,000, like no. Like the size, The Rock, I could believe because he's a big dude, right? He's massive. But him, no, I don't think so. There's no shot he'd be like anything close to what The Rock's to eating. Like even when I was leaning out like crazy, the leanest I ever was, I was eating probably around 2,200 calories a day. I was sitting at 210 pounds, 208, like between 205, 210. Lowest I got was 205. That's after when I started to recomp and I was like, I lost too much size already. I got to go back up. But I was eating like nothing, man. Like I'd wake up in the morning, I'd have my cream of rice, some scoops of protein powder in there. And then for the rest of the day, I'd have a little square of rice, my chicken breast here, my sauce of choice, right? And the vegetables just help you digest its fiber, right? So it'll help you digest all that food. And you gotta, when you get that lean, nothing's gonna feel good. Your energy's like shot, your mood, you're constantly hungry, constantly irritable.
Yeah, you need a bit of carbs.
You do.
You can't just cut that.
Irritable, angry.
So difficult. That's when I started playing around with the because I always demonized fats a lot. Like I always like, fats are bad, stay away from that. And then while I was cutting, I added an avocado, added some healthy fats in, my mood changed substantially. Because, for even like your natural hormones, the feel good, like even the feel good chemicals in your body, a lot of them come from fats, right? Like you need cholesterol to create the hormones in your body. You need that to regulate it. If you completely throw that out, your body's not getting that from any source. Right?
Right.
So good blend again. It doesn't matter. Every person's different. How much fats you can eat, how many carbs you need. It matters how you feel when you're doing that. Right? So what kind of ratio do you need to feel okay?
Basically, you would agree that in losing weight and leaning out, you shouldn't need to feel all those symptoms. You shouldn't be feeling. You don't need to feel tired. You don't need to have mood swings. You don't need to be angry. You don't need to be fucking feeling like you're starving. You don't need to be doing that to lose weight.
For a physique that most people would be happy and proud of, you don't. You don't need to feel that way, right? And that's still staying within the healthy range. Some people sit more comfortably at higher percentage body fats. I think personally the most comfortable for me in terms of just strength, energy, mood, all those things is anywhere between 12 to 15% body fat, which isn't super, super lean, right? Like 15% body fat is like, I don't really have visible abs at that point. They're kind of there, but they're kind of not. And that's where I'm the happiest at, right? And that's where I'm like, okay, I'm eating an amount of food that I'm okay with. I'm not starving. I'm not over full at this point. I'm just feeling good. I can't be at 7% year round. It's impossible. Like when I started eating, man, after my first cut, it was bad. Like I was like, I'd see like like just the McDonald's down the street, go there, man, grab like 5-6 burgers, smoke them. And I do this like every night at that point.
When you're going through the cut and you're 7% for fucking so long, it's like a crash where you just unleash.
And the feeling junk food gives you after being like off of it for so long is just, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like it'll just,
and it always seems like a great idea at the time.
oh, and then after you feel horrible.
Yeah.
Because you're not used to it, right? So
Right,
you're eating all these little meals, you know what I mean? Like these 300-400 calorie meals each. Like literally, that's not even an over exaggeration. And I had to split them out too, because when you're eating those kinds of foods and you're dieting that lean, again, the digestion slows down. Like I'm just like constantly have like heartburn, and like my stomach is just not digesting for like hours at a time. And like it helped me, like sauces saved my life. Like sugar-free ketchup is just godsend. Godsend.
Yeah.
Like it's just like that the sauces help everything move.
Because Heinz ketchup, actually, if you look at the ingredients, it has liquid sugar in it, which
Yeah.
is not.
Body
Sugar is
sugar
poison.
in
You
ketchup.
shouldn't be you got to minimize it. Look, everybody, I cheat too, but you got to really minimize the amount of sugar you're taking.
Definitely.
And even be careful. It's where a lot of people make this mistake too. Juices are terrible.
Yep.
Instead of drinking orange juice, just eat an orange. Because you realize how many oranges it took to make that giant bottle of orange juice. And also you don't have the natural fiber. You've lost all the natural
Yeah, you're
fibers.
not eating any of the pulp, right?
Anything natural, like fruits that grow from trees, something that grows from a natural thing, I just feel it's more healthy than anything else.
How much meat do you eat? Do you eat fish at all in your diet?
He doesn't even realize. He doesn't even, how much meat do you eat?
Yeah.
No, I know, I get it. I know what you mean, but yeah, it's just funny. I'll tell you after.
Okay. My go-to is chicken breast. It's just, it's something that's neutral. Yo. All right. Anyways.
Sorry.
Wait, what did you say,
Oh,
Keno?
man. Yeah.
I said never mind. Go
What
on.
did you say?
I said Glizzy Gladiator.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
All right. So for like the types of meats I eat, chicken breast is my go-to just because it's just such like a neutral flavor. It's not overpowering in any sense. And it's just virtually no fat, at least in the chicken breast. All protein, and it's high quality, great protein as well. Steaks, man, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan. Like, I'm gonna come here and say it. Like, I'm not one of those guys. It's like, yeah, I eat steak for tests. Boost your tests. You're a manly man eating steak. Steak is good, but I kind of save it as a treat. I just don't think it's like something you should be having every day, just with the studies done with red meat and stuff like
What
that.
about bison or elk?
Bison's awesome. Bison's great.
Yeah.
I love bison. Elk meat is too
Elk.
gamey.
What do you eat? I eat elk.
I've had it a lot. Yeah, because I have friends that hunt and stuff, and they bring it back. It's just, it's like it's so smoky all the time. It's this overpowering flavor. I can't have it every day. Tuna's great, but you can't eat that every day.
You ever have Persian food because of your girlfriend? Did she ever give you Persian food?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's
Awesome.
it's killer. That will make you fucking gain weight.
Yeah.
Because the baseline of every Persian food, like the fundamental ingredient, is always rice, always.
Yeah.
And then on top of that rice is just you fucking improvise.
I love
be
Persian.
creative.
I've been loving Persian food. My best friend till about like the 8th grade was Persian. So I was always just going to his like family events and stuff like that.
Unreal.
Eating all this delicious food. And it's like, I saw this documentary about bodybuilding, and it's about that the current Mr. Olympia right now, Hadi Choopan. And they're talking about how these Persian bodybuilders, they're in the ultimate environment to grow just because of how their diet is just rice, meat, you know, they throw in some fruits and vegetables on the side as well. And there's, at least from what they said, there's no like going out culture there. There's no distractions for them.
They're not eating crap.
No,
It's all homemade stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
What about eggs? What about eggs? Is that a big part of the
eggs are cool.
Yeah.
I used to hate eggs.
Yeah.
I actually
the
used
whole egg? You're not just having the
Oh, I'm having whole eggs. If I'm having eggs, I can't do egg whites. It's just I can't.
Well, you're also missing nutrients too. Then in the yellow,
Yellow is not too good to have a lot of it just because of that. It's just so much cholesterol in that. Right. If you're eating that every day, it'll like compound.
I don't understand how some guys are like, 8 eggs, 12 eggs. I'll just eat all at once in one day. I'm like, that's insane.
I mean, it's not even with just eggs. There's a guy with steaks. There's this guy that was like preaching that like the reason he was so strong is he had steaks. He was eating like 5-6 steaks a day. And then he ended up having a heart attack and dying because his arteries were so clogged and just narrow, right? Just from the inflammation of just so much red meat over and over and over again for years. Yeah.
His vein was
It'll
just
kill you.
a piece of
anything taken to an extreme can kill you.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like it's like just be smart.
Are you just working out with weights, or do you do any of those I don't even know what it's called. There's a name for it. See those guys with a giant hammer like hitting the rubber tire?
Oh no.
What is that?
None of that. I don't know. That's
CrossFit.
I hear that's good.
That's more like strongman,
building up
CrossFit.
just pure build. That's not for getting cut, right? That's just for building up like pure strength.
That's for dweebs.
That's for functional training.
Functional. Yeah. Hey, no man, I
no hate
CrossFitters, man, do your thing. Do your thing.
Have you seen that? Have you seen their
What?
CrossFitter like tournaments?
Oh,
They're like
they do like a million chin-ups and shit, or no?
Like squatting on a medicine ball. Like you're asking to get injured. But if you see those like top tier CrossFitters, if you look them up, they're jacked, man.
Dude, they're ripped.
They're huge.
Yeah.
It's more so like these guys that like go join a CrossFit gym and now have this god complex that it's like the best thing ever invented. I think that's why it kind of got bad rap.
There's just been like, back and forth with CrossFitters and bodybuilders where like bodybuilders are calling CrossFitters pussies, CrossFitters calling bodybuilders fucking D-bags or whatever. I don't know. It's just like this.
Well, they're calling them useless.
Useless?
Yeah, like bodybuilders basically. It's like you can't use your muscle for anything, so it's useless.
Your story about that guy, going back to the guy with the injury that blew out his knee, that not only was that horrific, that actually almost beats. I've never witnessed this in person, but do you ever watch bodybuilder videos, like those guys that are lifting they're just like grabbing those competitions where they have to grab the barbell and just lift it above their head, right? I saw this one, this guy literally blew out his ass and they had it on camera, like his like rectum was like hanging, there was meat hanging out of his ass.
His anus?
Yeah, they had to like put it back in, like push it back in, like it was blown out. Because he's pushing, think about it, he's like straining.
I was just thinking
pushing that. So hard that it was traumatizing just even watching it.
I didn't even know you can do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
Dude, I didn't know your rectum was like you could, your asshole could like come out.
So there's a PSA, be careful, kids.
Watch your ass.
Watch your
Blew his ass out training. Wow.
It's so crazy.
I mean, that's one way to blow your ass out.
I mean, you can see these. Another thing too is, this is just to do with the current fitness industry right now, is you have all these like little tweeners, just how I was, but they're growing up in this environment that's completely separate to what mine was. Yeah, we go gym, mog, blah, 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 like all this stuff, right? And they just like, they'll scream at each other on a bench and they'll be hitting like 25 pounds a side on bench and like screaming. Like they're just, let's go.
like a gram of caffeine.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing, man? Stop. Stop. You're going to regret this in 5 years. You're literally going to look back and be like, why? And why was I uploading this?
Yeah.
Like, you're just like,
right.
It's embarrassing. And I hate that it's kind of shifted towards this, like when I started, man, like the guys I looked up to, like I was basically started training when David Lade first got into it. Like I was like probably one of his first like 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. I was like religiously watching this guy every day. I mean, and what they preached was like self-betterment, Like even if you look at like Z's and things like that, he died way back. But like what he was really preaching was like, don't be an insecure pussy. Go out, do the work, look great, have fun, Recently, it's shifted more towards like this, like kind of like misogyny of women, like hating women, like be like, we don't need women, heartbreak, like I'm wearing hoodie to the gym, fighting my demons, like
yes, yeah.
That's driving me crazy. Like, how are you? Like, that's literally incel behavior.
Yeah, and then
what are you doing?
Like Friday night, this is my Friday night, being at the gym. Everyone else is clubbing. I'm at
yeah.
Yeah.
No one cares, bro. Like literally no one.
That's true, man. So is that a part? Would you say that's a huge part of what's shitty about like social media is ruining the image?
That's a terrible part of it. That's something I can't, and that's just like personally, I can't stand it. Like the moment I see it, just skip. Peace. Like I just like
It's corny.
It's corny. Like I know what you're doing. It's not cool. I don't think you're some like dark knight going to fight his demons. You know what I mean? Stop. You're a 15-year-old kid that weighs $120 soaking wet. You're at the gym. You have no problems. You have cooked meals at home from your mommy that's waiting for you when you get home. You're literally like in the most fun years of your life about to get into high school. Like, shut up. Stop. Stop.
Like, there's no like demon. Yeah, there's no demon you're fighting. You're not like persevering through anything really.
Yeah, you're not fighting a war, man.
Yeah, you're just sad that some chick didn't send you a snap.
Yeah, it didn't like you back. Boo-hoo. Like, it's been happening for thousands of years, man. You're not the first guy that's been rejected by a woman.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's like...
And then
hating on the women for it. Like, what, they're not supposed to have their own personal preferences.
Right. So there's this one side of dudes that are basically acting like they're incels. And then there's women having this, like, overly sensitive mindset of these incels. So it's just a back and forth war.
It's making it worse because incels generate views because it's corny and it's ridiculous, and some of these people actually subscribe to these things. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then the girls is the same thing. They're used to dealing with weirdos and creeps. Now they're seeing these same weirdos and creeps on their feeds, you know, complaining about the demons they're fighting and why a woman did this or that. Like, it's just gonna keep escalating and getting worse.
Yeah.
Like
it's like a perpetual like back and forth, and it's never gonna end.
It's ridiculous.
Unless the incels stop incelling and the girls are
like, what happened to like being a man about things? Like, obviously I'm not saying like internalize your hatred. Why are you posting it on the internet for everyone to see? Why does everyone have to know?
Yeah, you're in a hoodie and repping out like
it's hard to feel bad for you or like give you any kind of like support or empathy when you're literally have a tripod set up in front of you with a hoodie over your head. You're huffing and puffing over it in a gym. Like, what are you doing, man? I can't.
It's facts, man.
I can't get past that. I can't get past that. Like, it's too funny to me. And it's just the guys I looked up to and the guys there are now preaching this kind of stuff is just, it's two different universes.
Would you put, the thing is also, man, would you also say it's people, let's say people are getting into it for that reason, to be corny and I don't know, just to be trendy, just to start working out because it's trendy. It's part of social media. That's the first thing they see on TikTok. Do you almost would say at least they're starting? You know, whatever it took for them to start, at least they're starting. You know, for you, it was being with these older mentors and guys that put their head down and just worked hard and preached, just doing your own thing and working hard. And that's great. That's absolutely, it's very pure. It's natural. But for these people, for like someone that's, you know, maybe kind of thinking about it, a little bit insecure, and they see these kind of like corny videos and then that's what, you know, allows them to do it and start. Would you say almost like, okay, like, hey, if you're starting because of that, then it is what it is. At least you're starting. At least you're getting into it. No matter no matter why, no matter what the reason is for.
I mean, I just think like if you start your gym journey on that basis, how far are you really going to get? Because there's going to get to a point where it gets boring. And then you're no longer fighting your demons. You're just another guy at the gym that's training, right? While the gym is like, it's probably one of the best tools you can do. And this is speaking on the real sides, like people that actually go to the gym for their mental health. People that can't like survive, you know, they can't get through another day if they don't work out. And that's real. And that's like something that it happens, right? Where someone's in just a really bad spot in their life and the gym is the perfect outlet for that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these kids. They're trend hopping and things like this. You're just going to be copycatting these people eventually, like for all time, eventually, right? It's just going to be the next trend. It gets them into the gym, yes. You know, it gets them training, yes. But is it the right message that it's trying to give is what I'm trying to say.
At some point, it's going to plateau.
It's going to plateau. Because what is the real reason you're starting to work out? Why did I start working out? Because I enjoyed it. There was nothing else to it. over time, and that developed into having goals, what I want my physique to look like, this and that.
Confidence.
If you're only going to the gym to impress other people, you will not go far, man. Like, it has to be some burning passion in your heart. You don't have to be the next Mr. Olympia to want to go to the gym. You know, you don't have to have that as your goal. You don't have to have a goal being you want to look like one of your favorite influencers, fitness personalities. Your goal can be anything, but just make sure it's yours, not someone else's, right? Don't let other people choose for you what you want to do. You know, that's what it comes down. That's what's going to keep you in the gym. If you're only going to the gym to like, so one up other people that you know, to like, okay, he thinks he's big, so I'm going to go to the gym now, so I'm going to get big, so I'm not the smallest person. No, man. Like, you
post the photo on Instagram shirtless with my abs, get hundreds of likes, comments.
Yeah, don't do it for other people. Do it for yourself. If it's not important to you, then don't do it at all. You know? Obviously, I think fitness is important, but you don't have to go to the gym to do fitness. You can go to.
You're fully comfortable saying that.
Absolutely.
If gymming isn't your thing and it doesn't bring you as much happiness as doing something else, then don't do it.
Don't do it. I mean, it comes from me too. Like, out of my family, like, everyone kind of does different things. Like, my brother's a rock climber, man. That's what he likes to do. He likes to literally go climb cliffs, like actual cliffs. And like, that's what he does for exercise. He's a completely different person to me. He's tried working out. It hasn't worked for him. You know, it might not work for everyone. The gym is great because it works for most. You know, a lot of people will be able to find happiness there, and like, it's a very convenient way to get your daily exercise in because they're virtually everywhere. But it doesn't mean that that is the only way you should be able to exercise, right? Like, you're allowed to have passions. If you want to play soccer, play soccer. If you want to play hockey, play hockey. Do whatever you want to do. Don't listen to other people, man. At the end of the, like,
As long as you keep moving.
Keep moving.
That's the key.
You have like one life that you're doing, right? So you don't get a second shot at this. If you're doing something you hate for the sake of impressing others, you're wasting your time.
Right.
Right? It's like, you
got to be active though. Like, that's the bottom line is you got to be.
Agree, yeah.
There has to be a certain level of activity, and like you said, it's either rock climbing, fucking playing soccer, basketball, hockey, whatever it is. Keep
moving, man. Like, if you're wasting your time trying so hard doing something that's not meant for you, like, you're just burning those hours away, right?
I want you to tell me, talk to those people, those dudes at the gym that think they're all tough. What do you have to say to them?
This is a topic I have a lot of experience in.
Just like a very simple, like, ease the fuck up, come back down to earth, and just do your own thing. Like, what?
Honestly,
stop staring,
man,
stop acting.
It's gone to a point where I don't care about them, bro. Like, I could honestly, like, they're nothing. Like, I could think nothing less than them. Respect the gym. Like, it's not your gym. I don't care about me, man. Like, if you want to give me dirty looks, mean mug me, do whatever you want, go for it. But if you're gonna be like making comments, not letting people work out, like being an idiot, walking around the gym, you're not the owner of the gym. Oh, go home, man. Train at your own gym. Open your own gym in your garage and work out there. If you don't feel comfortable sharing weights and equipment with people, or like a common space, you don't deserve to be there. Like, you're a joke. Like, especially these older guys that do this stuff, man. Like, I was sitting down, I didn't move, bro, and I was sitting there for like 10 minutes. This guy's coming through with his dumbbells. I didn't even see him. I had my headphones in, and he just bumps into me with these 100-pound weights, right? So you get out of my way, right? Starts cursing, swearing at me. And I get up and I got furious, right? So I got up in his face and I'm like, so what's your problem, you know? And this guy's like literally like 2 feet shorter than me, bro. Just angry, pissed off. Like, who shat in your breakfast this morning, man? Like, what's your problem? Go home. If you can't handle people sitting in the gym or people just being in the same collective area as you got problems, man. You got to figure that out. And it comes from a place of insecurity, always.
And it's not just at the gym. As soon as they leave, there's something weird about them.
Nothing changes about them.
You know what I mean? How you act in the gym and how you perceive yourself and how you carry yourself is a direct correlation of how you are in the real world.
Yeah, and it all comes from insecurity. And it's guys that feel like their masculinity or whatever is threatened. They feel like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I need to act a specific way, be tough in front of specific people so they think of me as a tough guy, and there's that. It's gonna come out that you're not tough, you know? Like, you're gonna do that to the wrong dude and you're gonna get a weight over your head, you know?
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Fucking...
Some people got mad anger issues, man. And they're not gonna touch you until you do something to them first. But they've gone through things that have, you know, put them in the position that if you mess with them, they're gonna smash you over the head. And that's what happens. Like, you see it all the time. You see these videos of people scrapping in the gyms. It usually comes from an idiot aggravating the situation and then a fight breaking out. Right? Like, it's always that one guy that has to, like, put in a comment, put in a word.
Or just stare them down for about 3-4 seconds.
Man. Like, last week, this guy got up in my face for no reason. Like, just like, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do? No reason. Like, all I asked was for his machine. And he was taking too long. Like, he was on the machine for a half hour, and I was like, I was wondering when I could use a machine. You've been on here for a good minute. And this gym has a policy where you can't use a machine for more than 15 minutes. So how are you going to go ahead and do that? Like, I don't care, man, at this point. And he got up in my face. There's that, man.
And he probably knew he was doing that, too. In his head, like, he just...
Oh, yeah.
He knew that he was there for more than 15. He was there for fucking half an hour, and he probably had this sense of, like, empowerment. Like, yeah,
he's thinking in his head, like, yeah, you know, this guy's coming up to me. He works out, too, and I'm putting him in his place, right? Like, wow, man. You're so cool. Like, you're a cool guy, man, you know? I want to be like you. Like...
Yeah.
And girls hate that shit, man. Like, there's nothing a girl hates more than a guy that's pretending to be tough at the gym or something like that.
Because they can see right through it.
It's revolting to them. Like they don't like that. Girls, at least most girls, they don't like men when they have conflict between each other. It stresses them out. It stresses other people out, you know? If you feel that energy in the air, and like, why are you bringing that into a place where people are already bringing up intensity and emotion into their training, you know? It's a recipe for disaster. So I think, like, you're not going to get girls from trying to look tough. You're not going to get more guy friends from trying to look tough. No one is giving you additional respect. No one's actually afraid of you. Like, they're just seeing straight through you. Like, there's guys that are tattooed head to toe, man, like neck tats, face tats. And just from the way I'm acting, I can tell they're cowards. Like, you're putting up a facade and you want everyone to believe this. And now you've successfully made me think that you're a clown.
When people react that way, the first thing that pops into my head is that person, that's insecurity and fear.
Yeah.
It's coming out of them. Because that's the only way they know how to react. And I find that the best way to disarm people like that is to not buy into that. Like, don't give that back to them.
No, don't react.
Just don't react.
They're
like,
completely
super calm, cool. Like, and then they don't expect it. And then it's
crazy.
They won't keep it up.
It's crazy though that happens to you, man. Like, you know, for a guy that, you know, you're 6'4", fucking jacked, and it happens to you. It's crazy to me. Like, it makes sense. Like a guy that's a little smaller, not as in shape, you know, just starting out, and they just feel like they can like rule them over and overpower them, but. Which is cowardly still. But hearing that it happens to you, it's crazy. Yeah. It's such a fucking toxic place, man. And I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. I don't see. And would you say that's like one of the I guess one of the taints of the gym industry? Just a little black eye of
I think it's something that's always going to be there, and it's never going to go anywhere. Because insecure men will always exist. And they're always going to find a place in the gym because that's where people can admire other people. Right? So it's like the perfect environment for these people to go to and spread their garbage, you know? I think, like, I've been saying this for a long time, man. Like, insecure men are the most dangerous people on earth. Because they're people that are so afraid of shattering their fragile masculinity that they will do anything, regardless if that's physical, screaming at people, acting out, doing things that a normal person wouldn't do just to protect what they feel like is their masculinity.
Desperation, that's what it is.
It's desperation. And the desperate men do messed up stuff, man. And they'll take things far, like really far. And I think that's like like there's so many times where there's like tragedies and it's like the result of insecure men. You know,
Comes with a place of insecurity.
everywhere. This happens at nightclubs.
It
man.
also
This
makes
happens-
some people dangerous because
Yep.
human beings driven to the point of desperation.
Oh, 100%.
They're unpredictable.
That's what I was like insinuating by that as well. They're insecure men are dangerous, man, because they don't care. All they care about is that self-preservation at the end of it. They'll do anything, say anything to try to gain an upper ground on you. Best way to do it, just I don't care, man.
To bring this back to the gym, they show a lot of those signs at the gym.
At the gym, yeah.
Fucking crazy, man.
And if you think about it, it's like if you feel insecure about yourself, about how your body looks like, you're probably gonna go to the gym. You know, and some people never lose that insecurity because it might not have come from what they look like. It might have come from somewhere inside, right? You know, maybe some experiences of when they've gone through when they were younger made them feel that they were less than or whatever, and now they're gonna spend their entire life trying to impress other people.
Shit. I'm gonna listen to this whenever I feel a little insecure and just kind of act like, because I admit, man, there are days where I go to the gym and I'm just feeling a little, I don't know, just
Same here. It can happen. For me, it's my skin, right? Because I have like bursts of acne on my face year round. I don't know. It comes from diet, lifestyle. When I start falling off the gym, and that is the one time like I get back to that. Like I haven't felt that kind of insecurity for like years, right? And that comes back, and you get a couple pimples. It might not even look too bad for other people, but for myself, I feel horrible, and it'll affect my mood. It'll affect how I act, my training, everything. Just that.
You're more on edge, like you know, a couple more stairs.
Self-aware. Afraid to go, talk to people or like even take pictures of myself just because I'm like, oh, maybe someone's gonna notice this. But then I've come to realize that it just doesn't really matter, right?
Man, this has been very refreshing, man, because from a guy that looks the way you do, you have these emotions. Because in my head, I just assume that you don't ever have any of these. Cause
No, yeah.
you have really small ears though. Has anyone told you that? You have really
Many times.
Yeah. I was like looking at it, I'm like, this guy has really small fucking ears.
Yeah, I got big head, small ears, man. Yeah.
Man, how long is that? How long have you been going for?
I feel like we've been going for a minute.
Hour 35.
Woo!
That's sick.
Baby. That's good. I like that. Man, I think we should wrap this up because this has been fucking.
It's been a good time,
It's
man.
been good, man. I appreciate you coming on, bro. This is
No.
This is very there's a lot of valuable shit in that, a lot, and I think that we need to, since it's like the gym industry and everything about the gym is becoming so like popular and mainstream. It's good to have someone like you talk about it, and you need to be posting more, man. I'll tell you that much.
No, and I know I do. It's just something I got to figure it out on my own. See how I can do it properly.
Yeah.
But thanks for having me, man.
Appreciate
thanks
you
for bringing me
coming
on the
man.
show.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always happy to share any kind of. I don't talk as much on my social media as I should, just out of just not having the time to, or just like it just doesn't come to mind. Trying more recently to come on, hop on some lives, talk to some people. I always open to have people asking me questions. I mean, I'll talk about anything, man.
You're open about it. You're open-minded. Thank you for coming on, man. This was episode, Alex, I always have to ask you what episode we're on.
38.
Episode 38, Alex Karanovic. That's how you say it, right?
That's how you say it.
Fucking, I killed it. I knew. Vancouver, Burnaby, bodybuilder. Are you technically bodybuilder?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Technically, fitness enthusiast,
Fitness and
lifter.
yeah. Influencer now.
I hate that term so much.
Yeah. Do you have a website that you want to plug? I know you said you're working on a course and some stuff, but where?
Yeah, no, I just
anything you want to
honestly,
announce
man.
yet?
Like if, like it's I haven't uploaded anything yet, so like
It'll be out though soon.
it'll be out soon. So like stay tuned on my social media next couple of weeks. I will be coming out with that coaching program. So any of those people feel they want to come to me, help them out with their training, I'll be ready then.
What's your Instagram and TikTok and
Instagram, all my plugs are going to be Alex Karanov. So just my name without the IC at the end. Bottom line, I couldn't find my name wasn't available, so I had to alter a bit. But yeah, that's where you're gonna find my Instagram and my TikTok, and then I'll also be coming out with some YouTube videos sometime soon. So
let's fucking go.
Same name as well.
Dope. Appreciate you coming on, man. Enjoy your 24. Like, subscribe, comment if you liked any part of this video, any part of this episode, any kind of feedback from the audience, comments. We always look at it, man. So we're very interactive. Let us know what you want to hear about. Let us know what you think, any improvements, anything, man. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe. Also shout out to Keno Cuts in the cut right there. He was on the mic, not on the video. He's a little shy, but today we had Alex Karanovic on, man. Thank you for coming on, bro. This was fun. We gotta do it again sometime.
We have to.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me, man.
Appreciate it. Enjoy your 24, man. Peace.